Help them figure what they want out of life. But you know everything it come with a price. Wanna maximize your money and time. Might have to take the uncommon advice.
Miami Heat. They're going to do it? They're going to pull it off?
Oh, easy. I got buckets. Jimmy, hit me buckets today. I got 35, 10, and 8. And they're going to put a dagger. And I don't even think it's going to be a close. I say Miami wins by 10. I don't know if you guys heard, but Julius Randle's comment, they just want it more. And it's true. Miami does want it more. So
the question is, are they going to be able to get past the Sixers or the Celtics?
You know, Nate, can I just live my happy moment right now? We'll worry about that one next week when we get this going. But also, big news is I think NFL released some schedules. So
some of the schedules, yeah, they've got the Amazon game is Jets Dolphins, I believe.
Yeah, on Black Friday.
On Black Friday, yeah, pretty
and
cool.
And they have the Dolphins. I'm a Dolphins fan too, so I know more of the Dolphins. But I know the Dolphins are also playing in Frankfurt against the Chiefs. So that'll be Tyreek Hill back against his old foes. So.
Yeah, and then they got a couple. Let's say the Jags are over there twice as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. See the NFL season coming out tomorrow. Rolls out the full schedule. I usually go to 1 or 2 games a year, take the family down there. So we'll to the Panthers game. Go Panthers.
So Nate, you being a Panthers fan, what do you think? You think Bryce Young should get the start right off the bat, or should they give a shot to who's the other one, Matt Corral or Andy Dalton?
So, no and no.
You giving Bryce Young the shot?
Get Bryce Young.
He's number 1 pick, right?
Yeah, unless he shows for. I mean, they talk about how smart he is out there, right, and how he's already NFL ready. I mean, we'll find out. So, the question is, are they going to have the line to protect him? Because you want to keep them protected, right? You know what? A lot of times they throw these rookie quarterbacks out there, and they may not be ready, but they pick them so high they feel like they got to play them.
Correct.
And then they end up, and usually if you have the first pick, you have more holes than line than just quarterback.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he can. Hopefully they can protect him so he can work magic like he's done in all his other stops that he's had. So, but I think Panthers Super Bowl or bust, man. It's going to be Panthers first. It's going to be Panthers versus the Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl.
I will say this. They did put some good receivers around him. Veteran receivers, Adam Thielen, good veteran receiver out of Minnesota coming in. DJ Chark had a couple good seasons with the Jaguars. Went downhill, but funny you say that. Trevor Lawrence actually went through something similar where he gets picked number 1 overall. Kid has a cannon. He's an athlete, but he gets put behind this offensive line that really can't protect him. And and then the whole performance gets evaluated on the quarterback and not the offensive line. Well, as a media standpoint, right? We don't know what the teams are doing. It's like they're seeing, oh yeah, our offensive line sucks. But in the media standpoint, it's like, oh, Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick bust.
Yeah, you get it's a better storyline, right? It's a better storyline. It gets more engagement, more views, right? When you talk about it that way, because they want to build you up and then tear you down. But speaking of that, let's go ahead and get in behind the marketing. So, as you know, we have some different segments we talk about, and we'd like to go in and dive into stuff that we're doing currently in our business on a day-to-day basis. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the talk in this office. And so we are here with the Uncommon Advice podcast, and we're going behind the marketing. So I don't know if you know this series, but back in the day, they used to have this series, Behind the Music, which I used to watch all the time. Pretty cool series. But anyways, so now we got Behind the Marketing, and we're going to dive into some cool stuff that we're working on and ways that you can execute inside of your business going forward to get more leads.
Well, it's funny because, that wasn't in my times. So that's all you there, Nate, on the Behind the Music. I can just see Nate just vibing down the street.
Oh man, it was a docu series.
Well,
right?
talking about docu series, that's funny.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that a little more here, but the one I'm going to jump off the bat first is going to be American Centrist. American Centrist is a newsletter we jumped off about a month and a half ago, which is no spin news. That's our tagline on it, right? Our whole thing is like, we're not going with the left, we're not going with the right. We're just giving people unbiased news because nowadays everything is either one way or the other. So this whole newsletter jumped, and we started off with zero subscribers. And we are sitting today at 30,573 subscribers as of today. So that growth, that's amazing.
Yeah, so and I think it's a testament to a couple of things. One is it's not so much the size of the list and how fast it's growing, but it's a lot of it is the engagement that we're getting.
Oh, yeah.
With that newsletter is super important, and so we're already starting to attract some advertising dollars, even with only 30,000 in there, which is pretty cool. And it's because of, I think there's a massive thirst for just no spin news. I think people are really tired of you're either here or you're either here. You're either extreme right or extreme left, and if not, if you're in the middle, then you're hurting everyone else, right?
Exactly.
So I think majority of people probably lie in the middle, whether it's socially, economically, there's different ways, right? But I think there's a large hunger for just no spin news, which is why it's truly growing the way it is, and that the lesson in that is being able to pick markets and take what's going on in the marketplace and kind of fill a need, right?
Correct.
We know there's a need. Now I can't say we are not the first no spin kind of brand out there, but people do like variety and they like different ways. So we've got we do have our own way of distilling the information, putting the information out there, right, and tell the stories that people, and the way that we present the information, right, that people are liking opposed to others, right? So, we're filling a need, but we do have competitors, but every real market's going to have some competitors in it.
Mm-hmm. And like Nate said, that it's unique. All of our newsletter designs are unique, right? We try to stand apart from the competition, because at the end of the day, those other newsletters are competitors. So we'll keep you guys updated on American Centrist. We don't have much more off of that, but Nate put on a topic there on monetizing these newsletters, and that's something we're doing right now.
Yeah, so part of, a newsletter really is the baseline of having $1 million audience, building $1 million audiences, right? It's the baseline, because you want to be able to control the communication channel, whereas Instagram, Facebook, some of these other channels, you may not be able to control that channel as much as you want, or if your account gets shut down, you're gone, right? Like there's nothing you can do about it. We've talked about that in a previous episode, how our account, one of our brands got deleted. Yeah, lost our followers, lost all our videos. We were able to save some of it, but we started from scratch with building followers. Luckily, we had an email subscriber base attached to that. So kind of getting all this stuff, $1 million audience, really owning all those assets, right? And getting them all communicating and helping them grow together and make it very, everything flow well. But I would say the biggest thing is when you own the audience, you can start monetizing it. And when people know you own the audience, and that's why the creator economy is becoming bigger and bigger, man. That's why the influencer side's getting bigger and bigger, and people are paying these influencers for their audiences. So imagine if these influencers and these creators actually owned the email addresses and that communication channel from email to text. So yeah, they're going to pay you in a couple different ways. So and the one way that we're going to dive into today is the art of Co-Reg. So you can be on both sides of it, for growth and for rev.
So that's really cool. But Nate, going back to something you just said, content creators. This is a conversation we've been having here in the office in the last week on an idea that we dropped earlier last week, Athlete Factory. We've been having this conversation on how can we help these content creators get content for them to expose, right? Because as a content creator, a couple things happen. As in our world, I'm gonna talk it this way. Let's say a trainer, right? We have a gentleman, Ashton, who started with us not too long ago. He's a trainer, but Ashton's full focus when he's training is making sure his athletes are getting the best training possible, right? Making sure techniques are correct, fixing techniques. He's not thinking about creating the content. So that's something that we have been talking about, of how can we help these people they can bring their people in and we will help them create that content. And I mean, you see nowadays destroying one of the big guys in the athlete stuff. He's creating content and he had to pick between go keep punting or create content. And look, I think he picked the correct route on that. So
yeah, now you're giving away all our secrets.
It's not all of them. It's just a little bit.
So let's get into the behind the marketing piece here. And this is a tactic for you to start leveraging in your business if you're growing leads. You can use it in both ways. Number one is you can use it in Co-Reg is basically where when you get a lead, you give someone an opportunity to actually opt into another newsletter, opt into someone else's information, right? And what will happen is the people when someone opts into your site, they opt into your newsletter, they opt in for your lead magnet, whatever it is on your site, you can say, hey, would you also like information from Zenon's tips, right? And if they check that box, it automatically goes to Zenon. He's now got that person on his newsletter, and Zenon is now paying us to get that subscriber, right? So it does a couple things for you on the Co-Reg. One, let's just say you're the person that has people buying leads from you on the back end. It's a way for you to subsidize your marketing dollars, right? So if you're spending money to generate leads, which if you aren't, you should be, and from those leads, you have the ability to monetize some of them right out of the gate, right? So the biggest thing in marketing is how fast can you recoup? What's the time frame for you to recoup your advertising dollars to become profitable? It's a super important piece of running any sort of business, right? Is how do you become profitable?
Yeah.
And so this is one tactic, one strategy that allows you to really subsidize your marketing dollars right out of the gate. So we've done Co-Reg over the years. I did my first Co-Reg campaign in 2007. That's a while ago. And with that, though, like during that process, it was like, we've done stuff where we've made dollar for dollar. Every dollar we spend on advertising, we make $1 back from Co-Reg. We've done stuff where our goal is only to make, if we're spending $1, we want to make 25 cents back on day one, right? Because we know we can make the other 75 cents back over the next 15 days, right? So there's different ways to look at it, but it's a great way, and depending on the industry you're in, for you to generate revenue right out of the gate.
Yeah, like Nate said, we're doing these with all these new newsletters that we've launched. We're doing it, and I think we already have a couple that have come in, subscribers, helping them grow and also giving to others. So we'll keep you guys in the loop on all that. But
and the next piece on that, so let's talk about the flip side, right?
Oh, that's right, we forgot.
So
I didn't want to tell them that.
Like, no, I got to hold it. Not not ready for it. Not ready. So I got a buddy actually who would always say that to me. He'd be talking about strategies and everything else, and then he would like kind of say something. He'd look at me and go, I don't think you're ready for that. But
look into the camera. Like, I don't think you're ready for that.
You son of a. But it was the other side of it is it's a great way to grow your list as well. Correct. So a lot of times you might be. It's a great way for you to get subscribers and get people on your list that you can communicate with, and in your audience you can communicate with, because it also is a cheaper way to get leads into your system. So let's say if I'm paying $5 for a subscriber and I have someone on the Co-Reg and they're paying me $1 for that subscriber. So great news is usually if you're on the Co-Reg side, right, and I'm paying $5 for a lead, I'm really going to put stuff behind me that my audience is already going to want to hear and communicate or learn about, right? And so for you, it becomes a way to, I'm just using random numbers when I use these. It's a way on the Co-Reg for you to buy leads and get them at a cheaper cost without having to run your own ad campaigns, without having to optimize ads, without having to build landing pages, all that kind of stuff that goes into generating leads for your business. So it's a great way for you to kind of partner with somebody, buy leads from them through that Co-Reg process, so you can focus on the conversion side on the back end instead of, maybe you're a smaller team, you don't got the ability to go kind of build all these assets and stuff like we do to get those leads in the door.
Yeah, Nate, and for someone who's starting, what's a good platform to them to start off on this at, you would say?
So in our we'll have a link in the comments on this, but Beehive is one of our favorite platforms. So that is, we'll have a link in the comments. You can go click on that, or you can go to, NateKennedy.com/Beehive, and that'll get you there too. But I would get the link in the comments. I'll take you over there. So yeah, absolutely. That's our favorite tool. Absolutely.
And just a little snip on Beehive, guys. It's so easy, user friendly. You don't need to know anything about coding or building connection. Nothing. It's all there for you. It's click a button. Literally, it's buttons. You just got to click. So yeah, that's a really good platform, and we've been really happy with it since we started launching with it.
This might have to take the uncommon advice.